We got to the air base Saturday morning. We were all excited and loaded up the plane, headed out. It was only about a 35-minute flight. Touched down in the water and pulled up to camp. Absolutely beautiful camp here at Dogskin Lake Lodge, Manitoba. Proceeded to meet the guides, have a little coffee and some fresh cookies, and then head out and do some scouting. We picked a spot that we were going to set up in later that evening and came back to kind of get our gear ready and get our licenses all filled up and get ready to go out that evening. It had been a little bit tough hunting. There was a lot of wind, and apparently fall is coming a little bit later this year, so there are a lot of leaves on the trees on top of that. It was making it hard for the moose to hear us and hard for us to call and have any effectiveness, so we're really hoping that it was going to calm down. We went out and weren't so lucky the first night. We had quite a bit of breeze yet and just weren't able to drum up any action. To our surprise, we came back and Tim Joseph of Cabela's had taken a beautiful 43-inch moose, so it really got our hopes up. Next day we spent most of the day taking care of Tim's moose, went back out in the evening, did a little bit more calling, but again the conditions were tough. So kind of called it a night. Got out early the next morning, got into our ground blind and set up, and before long we heard a grunt. And I thought, there's no way that I can be this lucky and have a moose coming in just right after we got set up, and Tim had just got his moose. So I kind of didn't believe it at first, and our guide called back to him and we got a grunt back. And it was on. We had breaking branches. It sounded like a freight train was going to come through those woods. And just like that, I saw two big paddles through a dead evergreen tree. And our guide gave him a little bit of a grunt, and he stopped in his tracks. And he hung up there for about 15 minutes. And I had scooted down a rock and got my shooting stick out and was in position. But man, my legs were jello. And that's a huge animal to be staring down in a scope for 15 minutes while it was hung up. So we played a little standoff game, and our guide gave some cow calls. Was able to coax that bull down and got a nice broadside view of it, and I saw the size of that animal, and it was too quick for a shot because it was moving. I had to wait again, and I was breathing so hard I fogged up my scope in the excitement. I got the scope clean, and then the bull decided to face me. And for about another 5 minutes, I tried to stay focused, and he was going to turn to go away, and I had a narrow window to make the shot. He turned his shoulder a little bit. When he rolled his shoulder, and scampered up in the bush a little bit, and gave me a quartering away shot. Took another shot to, kind of put him down. Put the bull down, and the rest is history.